So if you own a A7C2 camera from Sony, they just released a software that would change the game forever. And what the new software does is it activates the dynamic active stability in this camera. Currently, the stability that I have is active. And let me show you what the crop would be if I switch to dynamic active. So for those who are not aware before that, I'll tell you what active and dynamic active is. So A7C2 does have a internal IBIS in the camera, but when you turn on the electronic stability, it gives you that extra smoothness, which is meant to deliver perfect footage without gimbal. I wouldn't say perfect, but close to a usable footage, let's assume. And Zve1 used to have it. That's one of the vlogging-centric cameras that Sony does have, and it's one of the best when it comes to stability. So given that that feature was only available in Zve1, enabling it on A7C2 is sort of great, because now you can have a true hybrid camera with a decent video along with the dynamic stab. So without further ado, let's quickly switch to dynamic active. Stable. Let me do a quick walk with both modes, and let's see if you can figure out difference. And by the way, this is a Sony native lens. Apparently that also affects how stable the footage would be, because the Sony lens along with the Sony body can read the sensor and they can communicate better, hence allowing a better stability. But let's try it out. So this is just me hand holding the camera. This is dynamic active, by the way, and I'm just walking in my normal pace, just having a chat with you guys. That's a beautiful little Tesla. Not mine. I wish it were. But yeah, that's the dynamic active. Now let me switch it back to the active. Before that, let's see if I can use the dynamic active to mimic gimbal modes. Now I've switched it back to the active mode for stability. And as you can see, you already are able to see more in the frame, which means the crop is reduced now. But let me quickly do the walking demonstration, which we are doing. So I'm walking at fairly similar pace, and I'm assuming the footage is still usable to a certain extent, but compared to dynamic active, let me know how this footage is. And again, let's try to get some shots of this car. Let's do the similar shot which we did earlier. This update makes this A7C2 even more desirable when it comes to, you know, a full-fledged content creation system. Like compared to the Zve1, it does have a electronic viewfinder, which is great. The grip is great. It looks better than Zve1, and it doesn't overheat. So there were a lot of things which this camera did better, but allowing the dynamic active just changes the game. And a lot of people who might have considered Zve1 for its stability do have different option now. And yeah, let me know in the comments if you do find it useful if you own a A7C2, or if you're planning to buy Zve1. Does this change anything for you? Like for me, I was actually planning to buy a Zve1 whenever it was available, probably maybe on discount or a second hand. But right now, looking at this footage, I don't think I need to, because I don't shoot that much at night, and that's another feature of Zve1. It allows you to shoot way better in low light. But A7C2 is not a slouch when it comes to that, as we all might be aware that Sony's new cameras are good enough for the night scenarios. But allowing this dynamic active just changes that little bit of confusion that I had. Should I get a Zve1? Did I make a mistake by selling my camera? Which at that time it seemed that way, but last week when the new software was released, it's just changed everything. And I was actually awake until 1. I was editing the footage from my last couple of videos, and I saw when I connected the camera to my phone, then I saw that there's an update, and that just was big enough for me to even, you know, not wait for the morning. And I literally downloaded the software in the night and gave it a try. To me, it seems it's similar to Zve1, but yeah, you be the judge. I've shared both footages with active as well as dynamic active. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next one.